Flosstube. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Brigham House Stitcher. My name is Haley, and this is my little corner of YouTube where I talk about cross stitch and a little bit about quilting and a little bit about life. Flosstube number something. I watched the Seattle Stitcher video about controversial opinions, and one of them was, we don't care what date it is or number Flosstube, and I'm okay with that one. Some of them I was like, I don't know, but I'm okay with, like, you don't care what day it is or what number Flosstube this is. But anyways, let's jump in, shall we? I've got stuff to show you. I've got a finish. There will be a new start tomorrow. I've got the first quilt block done. And lots of whips. I took a break from the Statehood Splendor series for the last 2 weeks, and I did a whip a day. And I got some stitching done, like a good amount on some of them, and a little bit done on a few of them. But there's more to show today, and there's more to talk about. Okay. Do we want to start with a quilt block? When my sister showed me, which, by the way, somebody asked if she would be making an appearance on Flosstube. I asked her. I said, hey, they want to see you. You want to be on? And she's like, no. And I said, okay, well, they asked about you, so they would like to see you and have you talk about the quilt as it's being made. And she's like, maybe, but she doesn't have that much confidence to put herself on the internet yet. So we'll see. If enough people ask for her to be on camera, maybe she'll show up. Fingers crossed. I think it would be fun. I love my sister. I love talking to her. So anyways, the quilt block, okay? We did a tester. We did a mock-up without the cross stitch on there. And then she's like, okay, this makes me very nervous. She is very, very nervous about making this quilt with me. Because if she messes up on one of the cross stitch, I have to do a whole new cross stitch. So she's like, you're such a perfectionist. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm not that big of a perfectionist. Anything you do, I will love. And look, I love it. Look how beautiful that is. So the 13 colonies will be the 13 stars, but because of the layout of the quilt, I think we're doing 15 stars because she says some areas look too blank. So we're going to do 15 stars, and she wants me to design and quilt 2 additional blocks that says like made by, and then my initials and her initials make the word home. Isn't that crazy? I'd never noticed that before. I'm H-O and she's M-E. So our initials make home. So it's like made by home or something like that. And I was like, I'd have to design it, which I designed one thing one time, you know, and I don't know how great that was. But there is our first quilt block. And yes, this is going to be a very large quilt. If this is one quilt block and we've got 13 of these stars to make, and then we've got the stripes, it's going to be very big. But, I mean, isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Okay. It's gorgeous. I just want to hang it up somewhere. Oh. I'll just set it here. Okay. Should I do the finish? I'll do the finish. I finished it yesterday. It was Spring Cartouche's Garden by Erica Michaels. I started it July 1st, so I finished it in 1 month. I didn't stitch on it every day, but that's a record. I didn't even realize that. Okay. Of course it's small, and that was the intention, but come on now. Okay. Started July 1st, 2026. I used Gentle Arts. I used Old Red Paint, Currant, Kelp, Copper, and Avocado. And it's on a 20 count, stitch 2/2. And it didn't have a name, the fabric. Okay. It just goes over there. All right. And here's where it was last time. And here is it finished. Now, if you noticed in the pattern or in the design, I don't know if you did, but it says weeds down here. Garden weeds. Who wants weeds in their garden? Nobody. That's who. So I took them out. I took out the weeds and I did the little tree things that they had on there in that light green. And then somebody was like, well, they'll look like trees and less like weeds if you put little red on them and make them kind of like berries or flowers. And I was like, okay, we'll go with it. And I don't think it's like the worst design choice, but that green, the light green doesn't really go. I wish I would have picked a different green, but it's too late. And I'm realizing that maybe it's not a finish. Whoops a daisy. I have like 3.5 stitches that I need to complete. There should be a dark square there, like there is a light square there. So it's not a finish, but by tomorrow it will be. So we're going to accept it. Let's pull it back so we can get the real color. There we go. That's the real color. I think we're going to frame it like we do everything. But yeah. There's my almost finish. We're calling it a finish. Okay. It's a finish. And I'm happy that I had another short one to do. Okay. For the last 2 weeks, I spun the wheel. And I think there was one day. It was this last Saturday. We went to the pool and had a family day, so I didn't stitch on anything that day, which I'm not too broken up about because that was supposed to be Jamestown, and I wasn't feeling it. But last Saturday was, or Sunday, not last. Anyways, the first stitch was sampler roll. So that was the first one that was pulled by Samplers Remembered, started November 2nd, 2025. It's on a Belfast linen in the color Stormy Night. I'm using DMC and Weeks Dye Works 2/2 on a 32 count. Yes, I left it exactly where I was, but here's where it was before. Should I have taken them out of the hoops before I turned on the camera? Perhaps. Perhaps. But what's the fun in that? Yeah. All right. Here is where it's at now. With a great big old wrinkle in it. There we go. Okay. I worked in the grass. And, oh yes, that's also the thing. I filled in the house. The side of the house was left out, and I'm using the called for color, but let me show you. This was, take a look at that picture. Okay, those houses are white, yes? I'm using the called for on this. Why are my houses brown and copper? So I did those two and I was like, I don't like that. That doesn't stand out. That blends in. I don't know what's wrong with my threads. So I didn't get a ton of work done on it because that threw me for a loop. I'm like, these houses are white. These are not white. So I've got to figure that out and pick a different color for that. I've got to unpick it and then pick another color or leave it brown. What do you guys think? Is that too muddy? Can you tell that their house is from far away? Well, no. But is that too dark? I just think the colors are way off. And look, there's like white in the grass in there. There is no white in that grass. I don't know. One of the controversial opinions was don't use filters on finished piece pictures. And I'm kind of like, yeah, don't do that. I look at this and it looks almost nothing like mine. And I'm kind of like, I bought it because I thought this was beautiful. And mine doesn't look that way. So I'm kind of having a hard time with this piece at the moment. Any suggestions or opinions on that, I would be grateful to hear. Well, that doesn't stick. Okay, we're just going to put you down in there. Okay. All right, so that was sampler roll. Next was French woolins, which is another one that I bought because I thought it was super cute. And then the more I stitch on it, I'm like, I don't know if I actually like it. Okay. French woolins by the Plum Street Sampler, or not the Plum Street Samplers. Started November 6th, 2025. It's on a Belfast linen in the color Weathered Roses. I'm using DMC 2/2 on a 32 count. Here's where it was at the last time you saw it. Not a ton of progress on it because I think I am. No, I was missing colors, but I think I have them now. I don't know. Anyways, here's where it's at now. My goal was to finish some sheep. So I finished this guy and this guy. And I think this guy, or was he already finished? And this dude. And I didn't finish this dude. But I finished some sheep. Yeah. I have the colors now. I remember. Because they would not be finished if I didn't have the colors. So we got 4 sheep done. I think that's pretty good. There's this swirling design at the bottom, which I don't think I'm going to do. And a border. Where's the picture? I don't think I want to do that line border. Yeah, it's grass at the bottom. I don't think I want to do that. Maybe I'll do a line of green. But I don't want to do all that fill in at all. Doesn't look like a ton, but once you get into it, it is. So we're probably going to cut that out. That's one thing I like about Flosstube is that watching some of the people go, I didn't want to stitch that, so I'm taking it out. I feel free to edit my own stitching and be like, yeah, I don't want to stitch that, so I'm not going to. The next one was Visit Argonoth. This is the oldest whip. The oldest whip in my collection, Visit Argonoth by Country Magic Stitch on Etsy. I started it February 2024. It's on a 14 count Aida. DMC began stitching it 4/1. Now it's 2/1. So this, I don't have a cover photo or whatever. This is what it's supposed to look like. This is where it was the last time you saw it. And here is where it is now. I'm just working on filling him in square by square. So I was like, we're going to fill in that whole square. Then we filled in this whole square. And next time I work on it, we're going to fill in that whole square. So we're just going to go row by row. And we're going to fill him in slowly but surely. So the clouds are 4/1. The sky is 2/1. This part of the grass is 4/1. This is 2/1. He's 2/1. This is all 4/1. That's 2/1. So we're mixing some things here. Some of the X's go in opposite directions. We're going to overlook that because we're getting this piece done. And we're going to do what it takes to get it done. And if that's having your X's go in opposite directions, then so be it. Because I couldn't throw it away. I couldn't UFO it. I just had to pull it out and work on it, and we're just getting through. We're just getting through, and once it's done, I'm sure I'm going to love it. It's going to go on my wall, and I'm not going to care that some of the X's are going in the other direction because it's mine, and that's all that matters. Okay. Happy Day by Plum Street Samplers started April 1st, 2026. It's on a 32 count linen twilight blue, DMC 2/2. Here's where it was last time. And yes, a lot of them are, well, all of them basically are still in hoops because I work on them an hour in the morning, and then I take them to work and I stitch in between customers, and then I put it in my bag and bring it home, and I plan to stitch on it when I get home, like relax and sit and stitch. Sometimes I'm too tired for that, so this is where we left off. So I believe what I was able to do was fill in this flower. I think that's all I was able to do. Maybe, without seeing where it was, I really don't remember. So we're just going to say filling in this. Maybe some of the white. I feel like I did some of the white over here. Yeah, maybe this white. And maybe this outline. I'm not quite sure, okay? Don't hold that against me. This was 2 weeks ago, basically. So, I mean, slowly but surely, it's coming along. When I first started stitching on it, I was like, oh, this is so much fun. And now it's not entirely so much fun anymore. I don't know what changed in me to where I don't think it's fun anymore. Like, I still enjoy it, but I don't think it's fun anymore. Okay. You are useless. You don't need to be in there. Okay. Okay. The Name of Jesus by My Big Toe. Started December 11th, 2024. It's on a 32 count Lugana in the color almond. I'm using my own conversion and stitching it 2/2. Here's where it was last time. And I'm going page by page. I'm going to stitch a full page and then move on to the other page. That's how I've been attacking this one. So here is where we are now. So I finished this one, King of Kings, and I did these motifs here, and I worked on this motif here, and, you know, had to finish my thread, so I started up in here. Did I finish Shepherd? I don't think so. That was before, because Kings was done, so or almost done. So that's what I did. And there's it as a whole. This one is also we're just gonna take a chunk at a time. I was very ambitious when I first started stitching. Very ambitious. Okay. Next is Harry Potter. Harry Potter alphabet. All right. Harry Potter Alphabet by Clouds Factory. Started May 1st, 2026. It's on a 32 count linen in the color Deep Rose. I'm using DMC and stitching it 2/2. Here's where it was last time. And here is where it is now. So I worked here and his name, Mad Eye Moody. Yes, I got it done. And then I worked on Severus and his name and his letter. And then this is Tonks, Nymphadora Tonks. So we started on her. So I just tried to finish up these guys, which I believe Neville and Ollivander were complete. Mad Eye Moody was not, and then Severus. I'm still missing their skin color, but we will get to that later. Maybe I don't do skin color. Well, let me take a look. Let me see the picture, because when it's on a blue, you need the skin color. But we've got it on a pink. Okay, maybe I should do skin color because we've got some different skin tones going on there. We've got Voldemort, who is gray. We've got Kingsley Socklebolt, and Blaze Zabini. They've got different skin tones, so maybe I should do the skin. Okay, we won't just leave it red. I could, but I won't. Okay. Alrighty. Next is Trick or Treat. I ran out of the brown. Okay. Okay. Trick or Treat by the Prairie Schooler. Started June 20th, 2025 on a 28 count Lugana. Excuse me. Very sorry. In the color Murky. I'm using DMC and called for. It's 2/2. this dark color here that's almost black, I ran out of that. Here's where it was last time. And here's where it is now. I did all that I could without that dark color. So I've done all the other colors. So all I have to do now is this dark brown. So all the white in the cat, the orange, the mushrooms, her trick-or-treat bucket, her hands, her face, her witch's broom, the eyes of the owl, anything that was not that brown color, I stitched, and then I couldn't stitch anymore. But I went to Hobby Lobby and I picked up, I think, 3 skeins of it. So I will not run out again, even though there's just a little bit to finish, but, you know, might need it for a different project, and I don't want to run out again, so that's where it's at. I'm very happy. I would like to have this done by Halloween so that we can hang it up for Halloween. It'd be so cute. So cute. Okay. Next is Fallen Roses. Okay. Fallen Roses by Lavender and Lace started December 1st, 2025. It's on a 32 count Belfast linen in the color Plum Hollow. I'm using DMC 318 and the Called For with the woman and the flowers and the roses, clearly. Stitching it 2/2. Here's where it was last time. And yeah, I gotta take it out so I can show you. Oh, come on. This was another ambitious piece. It was very ambitious when I started this. Like, it's gorgeous. I can stitch that. Who cares if it takes 7 years? It's going to. Okay. Here is where it is now. So I worked on her a little bit. I did her hair color that I had. I don't have all of her hair colors. I worked on her sleeves, her skin a little bit, what I had, what I could. And then I took that chain that goes over her sleeve all the way to the edge. So this is the edge of the piece here. And then I started to work on that design there. She almost looks like a woman. Look at her. So that's where we're at with her. I need to get her colors. Oh, I need to get her colors. Okay. Oh, all right, all right. I'm making a mess. Okay, next is Shadows, which didn't get a lot of love, but we worked on her. Okay. Shadows by the Cricut Collection. That one there. Started January 3rd, 2026. It's on a 28 count cashel linen in the color Tobacco. I'm using DMC, stitching it 2/2. Now, this piece has been stitched and picked and stitched and picked. What was it? 2 times? 2 times it was picked? Why did I just throw that on the floor? Don't know. Anyways. And then we came up with gold colors because it's called shadows. So we want to make it shadow-like. So here's where it was last time. Sorry. And here is where it is now. I picked out the rest of the last color and I worked the end, I believe. That is all that happened in this project, is that N. Well, the picking and then the N. We're going to go with it. We're not unpicking it again. We're going with those gold colors. We're sticking to it, okay? And that's all there is to it. It might be the wrong choice, but I'm not stitching it a 4th time. It's not happening. I like it. I like it when, see there, you can't really see this line. But when you're up close, you can. So, that's what we're going with. That's what we're going with. Oh. Okay. Okay. After that was No Place Like Home. Okay. Oh yeah, you want to see that? No, that's not what you want to see. You want to see that. Okay. No Place Like Home by The Drawn Thread started February 1st, 2026. It's on a 28 count cashel in the color Vintage Country Mocha. I'm using DMC and stitching it 2/2. Here's where it was last time. And here is where it is now. So, I finished the snow in the winter scene, and I worked over from the letter K at the top, and then I stitched home like pla, or lace. Oh, it's lace. I'm reading it backwards. Lace. Lace like home. So I know I had talked about not wanting to stitch No Place Like Home, No Place Like Home. I'm just going to do it. I don't have time to chart something else or think of something else that fits and count and stitch and math and nah. So we're doing There's No Place Like Home. There's No Place Like Home. And I think I'm still waiting on a couple of colors. Yeah, because there's a chimney and smoke on this one. And the windows in the other ones are not filled in. And I think there's a chimney on the schoolhouse too. There is a chimney on the schoolhouse. And also the stars on the flag. I'm missing quite a few colors. Okay. But anyways. 3 out of 4, that's pretty good. This one is a slowly but surely as well. Because even though I love homes, for some reason, this one drags a little bit. Maybe because I was questioning There's No Place Like Home twice, and I'm missing a couple of threads. That could be it. Okay. Next is also an oldie but goodie. Village Months of the Year. Oh, Primitive Months of the Year Village by Nara X Stitch Patterns on Etsy. Started May 2024. It's on a 16 count Zweigart Ada gridded using DMC and stitching it 2/1. Now I didn't take a picture of the whole thing where it was before, but we have September, October, November, December, and June done. Partial of May. We don't have January done. No, we have the borders of January and February done. But anyways, here's where it was last time. And here is where it is now. So I finished the border, and I finished a thread there, but that's just a half stitch. And the trees are half stitched, not the trunks, but the leaves, just to get like some momentum on there. So I think getting the border done is amazing, because the border is, it's a lot. Even though it doesn't look like it's a lot, it's a lot. So there's kind of an overview of where this one is. This is like, you know what? That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. There's progress on that. Once I finish this one, it'll be halfway done. So that's something. So, and July is not the prettiest house, so it's not really inspiring me. It's a pretty house. It's prettier than, say, November was. But August is my favorite. So, there's August. If you see, like, July is okay. It looks like a church house, right? But August is gorgeous. So anyways, that's where we got to on that one. Okay. Shove all the things back inside. Okay. Last one, because the garden one was what I stitched on after Village. Finished that, but we already talked about that. So the one I stitched on today was History Witches. So that's the top half of the pattern. Oh, History Witches by The Little Stitcher started August 4th, 2025. It's on a 32 count linen. There was no color name. Using DMC 2/2. So I'm combining the two patterns, 1 and 2, to sit on top of each other on one piece. Here's where it was before. And here is where I got to today. All of that fill-in is just a half stitch. I just wanted to lay some thread down, so I did half stitches, and I'll just go back over the other direction when I just want to. I mean, that's a lot of fill-in, right? That's a lot of fill-in. So I've got to get her hair color because I don't have it. But once I fill her in, I just have to do the, or did she get burned? Nope, she was hung. Do this hanging thing over here. Do this, do her nameplate, a little bit of back stitching and her hair, and she's done. So I'm thinking maybe I'll be able to get 2 witches done before Halloween. But when I was talking about it last week on my video, a viewer, Belle from Australia, I think she's from Australia. She says she's Australian, so I would assume she's living in Australia. She commented on the video and said that as I was talking about History Witches, she was actively stitching on it. And she sent me an email, and she said that the first part of it was done in a round robin with Jason X stitches. I'm not familiar with him. But she let me share her picture. So here's what hers looks like. I thought it was really cool that we were talking and stitching about the same project at the same time. It was a really nice email. It was really, I love the comments and connecting with other stitchers, and when you guys reach out and you're like, oh, this and that, and you could do this with that, and have you thought about doing this? I love it. Another person who watches reached out to me and was like, hey, are you going to go to the Spooky Stitches and Fall Finishes retreat in Layton in October? And I was like, I don't know anything about it. Here's the image for that. Her name's Becky, and it's just a one-day retreat where it's like fall themed, Halloween themed, and I'm like, maybe I should go. Anyways, I set my deposit in this morning. Yeah, so everything hopefully works out with jobs and all that stuff that I'm able to go. It is a Saturday in October, so that's plenty of time to plan for it. But if you're in the Utah area and you want to go, the information for it. Okay. Plans for the next 2 weeks. That's all my whips. I'm done now. Plans for the next 2 weeks is to stitch on Statehood Splendor series, because she can quilt faster than I can stitch. Okay, so with one quilt block done, she can have those other 13 done like that. And then she's like, I don't want this quilt up on my wall for months and months, so I've got to stitch my little heart out. I have 20 states left, and I think for the next 2 weeks, that's going to be my focus, is getting as much done as I possibly can on that. I'm thinking getting 7 or 8 done in the next 2 weeks. Because if I can only do like half of it in a day, then I need 2 days to finish it, essentially. It's so much pressure. And then she wants me to design 2 squares as well. Like, girl. Anyways, I know it was my idea. It was my idea to do the quilt, and it's gorgeous. I love it. But that's a lot of pressure, and I'm a slow stitcher. But anyways, that's the story. Tomorrow is new start day, because it's August 1st. Can you believe it? And I had an idea. Okay, I thought I was done talking. I'm not done talking. I had an idea of what to start, but now I'm questioning it. I was thinking of starting stitching rules, but making it fall. Right? This is very bright, very summery. I want to put it on this with these colors. Right? Are you catching my vision? Are you sniffing where I'm stepping? Okay. Right, they're gorgeous. Very fall colors. I went to Hobby Lobby to get those threads, and I was like, you know what, let's just pick some threads that I absolutely love. I spent some money. That's the thread I bought, but I got 3 of each color, because I was like, if you're going to do a pattern like this, then you need to have the skeins. And I love them. So there's that. So that was my idea. Stitching this, but making it fall. Right? Okay. One more look. Look at those colors. But now that I've signed up for the retreat, there's a smalls exchange. And the last time I was going to go to Stitch West, I stitched up a small for October. It was the moon that's over on my wall. But it's been on my wall for over a year, and I love it. And I don't want to give it away. So I pulled out my 2 books, and I was like, okay, which ones do we want to do? Creepy Cross Stitch by Lindsay Swearingen. We could do The Ghost, or The Cauldron, or Witchy Stitching by Meg Black. She has a lot of bookmarks in there. So we could do this one, or this one, or this one. Okay, your votes in the comment. Creepy Bat bookmark, Edgar Allan Poe bookmark, candle bookmark, ghost, or cauldron. Which one do you guys think I should stitch for a smalls giveaway? Which one do you think would be most appropriate to give? Because I've never participated in a smalls exchange before. So, what do you guys think? All right. That's all I have. Oh, except for when we went to the quilt store to buy more blue fabric because we didn't have enough. I saw this necklace and I had to buy it. It was $20 for this necklace, but I wanted it. I don't know if you can see it. It says Maker. I had to get it. It's so cute. And it's heavy and it's good quality, and I don't wear necklaces at work, but when I'm not at work, when I'm at the retreat, I could definitely wear that. And it'd be so cute. Okay, I'm done rambling now. Thank you all for watching. If you want to see my sister be on the Flosstube with me and talk about the quilt, you got to ask for her. Her name is Malia. Ask for her to make an appearance if you would like to see her. Okay, I'm done now. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your comments and your support and your kindness and reaching out to me. And I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are, and happy stitching. We'll see you next time. Bye.